Alright guys, so without going into too much detail, what I'm going to do is just update you real quick on what's been going on. I haven't really been able to film much of this because I've been working a lot and trying to get out as many fishing videos while it's still a decent temperature outside and we can still fish. So what I did was I basically gutted this entire thing. I've decided that I'm going to build it from the ground up and fabricate the entire thing myself. So what we did is we went out and bought a bunch of aluminum angle. We have a bunch of different varying sizes and thicknesses of angle. And basically what we're going to do is I'm going to show you this picture here. This is just kind of a schematic that I drew up. It's a rough outline of what I want to do now. It probably looks a lot better on paper right now than what might actually happen. So we're just going to mess around with it and we're going to probably change it as we go. But basically you got troller motor, you got your seat mount up here, and then behind the seat I'm going to have 3 different compartments. You're going to have 2 for tackle storage and 1 for the rod locker. I'd like to try to get about an 8-foot rod locker on there, but I don't know how long we're going to be able to make it because we also have to make room for the steering console, and then we'll have 2 seats here. And then behind here, these panels are coming out. What we're going to do is put a deck on here about the same height as this, straight across. We're going to have the front half is going to be a live well, and then the back half is going to be gas tank and batteries and everything. So we actually did end up changing this transom back here. We pulled out all the old wood. Alright, so I finally got done taking out the left side of all this foam, and I just wanted to show you guys how terrible this transom is. Here's what's going on. This is the transom board. It's literally just like mulch, like leaves. That's so bad. And we actually ended up having to chop it up. I ended up taking off this piece of aluminum right here and was able to wedge it in there. I had it welded back down. It doesn't look the cleanest, but once we grind it up and everything, it'll be fine. So yeah, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start working on this deck. I'm probably gonna get this, I'm gonna start trying to put together in my mind what's going on. And we're just gonna see what happens with it. All right, so here's what I have going on right now. I got up this one, which you already saw. I got up the second one. These things are pretty sturdy. I mean, I'm rocking on them pretty hard. I even put a piece of wood on top of it and stood on it and jumped up and down. And these things are I'm pretty impressed. They're pretty solid. So I did the same thing over there as I did over here. I put this 1/16 inch, or 1/16 inch angle aluminum. It's 1.5 inch wide each side. I put supports in here that went from this rib to the top. I put 4 rivets on top and bottom. I had to cut off this one piece right here on the side so that it would fit in that, or fit over top of the rib right there. So I did that for all 4. And then what I did is I saw somebody else doing this, and I thought it was a great idea because even though these will hold my weight, over time they'll probably lose a little rigidity anyway. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I have here, and then I'm going to move over to a different piece so I can show you why I'm doing it. So I put this C-channel in here, and I have 4 rivets on these ribs, on one on each of these ribs. I have it over here and over here. And the idea is to put the plywood in here so it'll give me some rigidity vertical. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build this back section is going to be, this part is going to be my rod locker over here. The middle is going to be another compartment that I open up. And then on the side over there is going to be another tackle storage that I open up over there. So up here, it actually, the way this slopes up is going to be difficult. I'm going to have to stop here with this deck. So after I have the deck that you're sitting in now, I'm going to have to come up maybe 3 or 4 inches right here. That way it'll line up with this deck right here. So this will be my casting platform, and behind me will be all my tackle storage and my rod locker. The whole reason I didn't want to make my deck flush with this piece up here is because if I go to set something down, most of the stuff I have isn't cylindrical, but if I go to set something down, it'll roll right off and it'll be in the water. I don't want to lose my stuff. So this platform up here is going to be where I have my depth finder, my trolling motor mounted, all that kind of stuff. And then down here, I'm going to come down just below this lip. So this lip will be the top of my deck. And what I'll do, I might even fill that and bring it down lower so it's flush. But I didn't want it to come over here because you can roll stuff off. If you have something here and it rolls, it's going to hit this rail like it was meant to be. This piece of plywood isn't even supposed to be up here. It's just something that the guy I bought it from added. And I'm gonna leave it there because it'll be great for my depth finders and my troller motor, but it's gonna suck when it comes to having stuff roll off. All right, so anyway, let's get back to the reason why I stopped for tonight. So in order to have these vertical supports in here where the plywood's gonna be, it's gonna have to be flat on top, right? But at the same time, it's gonna have to follow the contour of the bottom of the boat. My idea was to get a piece of cardboard, shove it in there, and that way I could use it to tell the contour. I could like trim it up, figure out use this as a template basically. That didn't work. So what I did was, just picture this. This is gonna be, this side is gonna be the deck. So to be able to follow the contour of the boat, it's gonna be curved. So as you can see, here's your straight line at a 90-degree angle from the top of this wood. As you can see, the contour line changes. I don't know how good you can see this line, but it starts and then it bows out and then it goes down, whatever. So what I did is I took a piece of 2x4 across, these are the two rails. I took a piece of 2x4 across those two rails so it went straight. And what I did is every 5 inches or so, I measured how far it was from the piece of plywood down to the bottom of the boat. So every 5 inches I had marks, which are these. I go 0 to 40 over here. And then in the portions where the contour lines changed, or between the 5-inch indicators changed, so I think it went to like 14 to 13 and a quarter here. So what I did is I broke that in half so I can show the bigger change. So anyway, what it's gonna end up doing in the end is I'll have this will be contoured to the boat, and this is still gonna be flat up here, so it's all gonna be good. But what happened was, my jigsaw blade was bent. So I thought I'll apply some heat to it, put it in a vise, and it'll straighten out, right? I'll let it cool down, it should straighten out, because metal expands when it gets hot and contracts when it gets cool. So I figured that would work, right? Wrong. I broke my blade. So I wasn't able to look at the wood. So now this project's gonna have to wait till next week. So if you guys saw something today on my boat that I did that you would like to know how to do, make sure you go down in the bottom in the comment section and leave a note, and I will make sure I answer that comment. I answer all my comments. And if I feel like it's a popular enough comment, I will definitely do a short video to get you guys back on track as to what I did. Make sure you guys go and check out my first bass boat restoration video. It'll show you exactly what the boat looked like before I even had my hands on it. If you like this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up. If you have any questions about anything that went on during this video, or if you have a question about how I did something, because I know I wasn't super detailed in this one, make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down below. And as always, make sure you subscribe. I have new videos coming out every week. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next week.